Good evening there. You're watching QTV Youth Dialogue and I am Jennifer Sonko and it's good to be back. So last episode, we were talking to young people in the Central River region on peace building, and that episode was very important because we brought young people from different walks of life, from representing, their different communities and talking about peace building in their respective communities, and I got to learn a lot from them. So yesterday was International Day of Youth, a day designated to ensure that young people's plight it's put at the forefront and how resource mobilization can take place to also ensure that globally issues that happen to or challenges in front of young people are actually removed. And this has to do with irregular migration, and the list goes on and on. Access to finance, very important. But the theme this year is focused on local action on achieving the SDGs and beyond, which is the Sustainable Development Goals. And Gambian youth are doing so well, championing local initiatives that are directly contributing to the attainment of Sustainable Development Goals. And I spoke to Mar Nyang, who's the Executive Director of Gambia Participates, an organization fighting against corruption and ensuring fiscal transparency, which is directly supporting SDG 16, which is on corruption and smashing all forms of bribery. And also, aside from that, I spoke to Aissatou Keita, who's the president of the Gambia Press Union. Young journalists across the Gambia are very, very passionate and are working so hard on a daily basis in support of the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals. Especially recently, we've seen how young journalists are getting into investigative journalism, which is contributing to taking away corruption from our communities and also reporting on success stories, which could also motivate other people when it comes to the Sustainable Development Goals. So we will take a look at this video where Mar Nyang and Aissatou Keita will actually reflect on the theme this year, which is local action towards the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals and beyond. We'll be right back.
Well, young people are the frontline defenders of democracy anywhere you go in the world. When it comes to building the pillars of democracy, when it comes to building the pillars of economy, young people are always in the front line. So you cannot remove them from the workforce. You cannot remove them from the pillars of those that actually make sure democracy works and deliver. If you look at most countries that have a youthful population, if they leverage on those youth population, those countries tend to thrive. And Gambia as a youthful population, we've seen a lot of young people getting into parliament, getting into local government elections, and now also, in fact, we've seen young people that are willing to step up, and drive the narrative of our country's democratic discussions. From the day we got established, most of our staff are between the 1990 to 98, all the way in fact to 2001. So it was intentional that we wanted to just get young people because we believe that they are innovative, and most of the innovative work that you see us doing at Gambia Participate, they are informed by these young people. It's just now of recent that we are now extending the age limit, no discrimination, but that was our plan before and it has worked. Now it's actually open. We do have those that are below the 1980s, or during in the 1980s or late 1980s, but still they're young. So I think if we wanted to be more innovative, if we wanted to just shift from the usual way of doing advocacy work, we have to get those young folks. And if you look at our social media, it's just very amazing young people that are actually doing amazing stuff that I have no idea, even though I'm a young people. Although I'm almost transitioning to be an old person in the company. Maybe in 5, 10, 7 years, I will not be a youth. But for now, the youth, we just need to give them that springboard, right? We need to equip them, harness them, and then show them the way, right? It is going to take a lot of work and mentorship. We also do have some challenges with the advent of these digital tools. It's also impacting on the innovative minds of our young people. We do have AI, it's very impactful, but depending on how you use it. So we should not limit ourselves for AI to determine how innovative we're going to be, right? We should be able to teach AI and direct AI how we want AI to actually operate, and in fact come with our own AI tools, right? So I think if we do not revisit the conversation on AI, what's going to happen is the level of innovation within the young population is going to shrink, right? Because we're going to have high dependency on AI. But going back to governance, is the same, right? If we wanted to make sure that we bring innovative development projects in this country, you need to bring the young people. We know exactly where we are in this 2025, right? All the people needs us just as much we need them, right? Innovation. They bring expertise and experience. So you merge the two, then you have a very dynamic and progressive team. But if you just want to center everything between a certain generation, it's not going to work. We have to come to terms with our realities.
To me, I see it as an opportunity to not only look at the work that young people do, but also reflect on some of the successes in terms of the efforts that they've been made in advocating for their rights and so many other issues in terms of justice, good governance, and so on. And looking at journalism, it's a very unique profession, being ones that save public opinion. We are agenda setters for discussion and all that. And our role goes beyond just reporting on issues, but then going deeper to look at how best it actually reflects or affects the larger society. And given that, we see how much importance that young journalists could actually play. You've seen the passion that is embedded in most of them at the moment in terms of what they do. So their role in terms of, especially the theme that is up for discussion, is a continuation of what has been done in terms of certain agenda, amplifying the voices of young people that see efforts that have been championed in diverse fronts, but also be able to tell the stories, looking at it beyond the surface, but going deeper to look at how much impact these things actually have on a broader society. We've seen diversely how much individual young people are actually advancing change, but how best can we tell their stories so that it will actually impact society in a greater good. Advocate in terms of policies that actually happen. The aspect of, let's say, for instance, FGMC, you've seen how much young people have actually done in terms of efforts to ensure that they advocate for change. But how can we tell those stories and then help to amplify those voices as well? And also provide platform for discussions as well, like what you do in terms of youth dialogue. Those things, if reflected in a good, like have series of programs such as the youth dialogue, will actually go a long way in to be able to amplify the voices of young people, but also with also in a global perspective, look at how much effort journalists are also doing. So when you look at it, the role that we play is very, very important. It's quite unique. You look at it, it's daunting, but it's duty-bound, passion-driven. So that has so much impact in terms of everything that happens on a daily basis, in terms of what we do, in terms of good governance, in terms of human rights, in terms of ensuring change, and also fight injustices and all of those things.
Welcome back from that video. That was Marnyang, the Executive Director of Gambia Participates, and Aissatou Keita, the President of the Gambia Press Union, both of them talking about the theme this year on International Youth Day, which is the actions that young people are taking locally for the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals. And thank you to the both of them for the amazing work that they're doing in the Gambia, and we hope that other young people as well will get to champion some local initiatives to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. 2030 is just around the corner. So let's double up our efforts. Let's run and do whatever we can do to ensure that we achieve little by little some of these issues that are put in place. So moving on to the most exciting segment, on social media, everybody is talking about Aisha Jatta, who won the most disciplined recruit just recently, the graduation ceremony of the Gambia Police Force, which was graced by President Adama Barrow, and it was all over social media. Beautiful thing, being a woman, and I'm like, I need to bring her on here because I'm sure there must be a story behind the success. And I saw some snippets of people posting certain things and giving us, you know, just a glimpse of, you know, some of the institutions she's passed through, and just some reaffirming, you know, how disciplined she is. So I'm like, to further explain that to you, we have to bring her on, you know, Youth Dialogue, and have a conversation with her. And she's right here in the studio with me. And accompanying her is the PRO of the Gambia Police Force, as an individual who walks with, you know, her and just as the PRO interacting with other people, he's aware really of how disciplined she is and just generally, you know, some of the things that she does at that level. So he will be able to tell us. So I am happy that, you know, Aisha, you are you are the star of the moment. Let's give you your flowers. You're the star of the moment. You know, TikTok, whenever I scroll, I'm like, Aisha. I'm like, okay, you Dialogue, I need to do something. And here you are. Congratulations and thank you for joining me here.
Thank you for having me, ma.
All right, thank you so much. And yo, Mom, I don't think we need to introduce you. Why, you're waffing, but I'm happy that you're accompanying her. Like I said, yo, ding ñu because yo, yang ngi liggéey ak mom hit na ñum doon liggéeyal, you know, fofu nono as a recruit ak yoyu, so ding ñu mëna explain in depth, you know, a criteria bi tamit yo ding ñu mëna wax in terms of selecting the most discipline. Why, to start with, we have President Barrow's speech at the ceremony. You know, it's just important that, you know, we also get the thoughts of the President of the Gambia, what he thinks, you know, and we all understand that, you know, he's working on the reforms, that security sector reform, which me and you never get along when we have the discussion. A lot is happening. You always say that. You always say that. But let's take a look at what President Adama Barrow had to say at the graduation. And when we come back, we will engage Aisha here on her journey. We'll be right back.
Honorable Cabinet Ministers, Service Chiefs, and senior government officials, Assistant Inspector General of Police, senior police officers, distinguished guests, class of recruit intake 1 2024-2025, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media. The population growth of a country calls for a corresponding expansion of its security services. Similarly, the rapid development of technology and diverse use of social media outlets call for adequately equipped and efficient national security structures and personnel. With this in focus, today's ceremony reflects the Gambia's determination to have a police force that benefits our circumstances in terms of numbers, capabilities, responsiveness to emerging security issues. I am proud and honored, therefore, to preside over this auspicious occasion. On behalf of every Gambian, I congratulate you, the graduating intake of 2024-2025, on the successful completion of your rigorous journey of training, sacrifice, and growth. This is not a milestone for you alone. We share this moment of celebration with you and your families, friends, and the men, law and order. Peace and freedom is a noble sacrifice any patriotic citizen can offer their country. You have chosen one of the noblest professions in the world, that is policing. Day in and day out, be it in the dead of the night, under the hot burning sun, or during heavy downpours and thunderstorms, police officers roam our streets to protect life and property and to guarantee us rest, sleep, and leisure without fear of criminal attacks. We are proud of them and grateful for their service. Be assured, therefore, that my government will remain ever ready to provide the moral support and material resources you need to effectively police the Gambia.
All right, that is President Adama Barrow there sharing his thoughts on policing and very important points there. There's population growth. technological advancement, and it requires a wider police force. And welcome to the program once again, Aisha. So Aisha, tell us, what motivated you to join the Gambia Police Force despite all of the challenges, you know, that exist, and you are like, I have to be a police officer despite all the challenges in front of me?
Well, thank you once again. The journey started during my university days, actually. Yes. I completed my university studies in 2023. Then, luckily, I was part of those who went into the National Youth Service Graduate Program.
Yes,
and
the NYSS.
I was, in fact, here with the other guy for the youth dialogue.
I can remember that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I can remember that now.
So,
yeah.
during that period, I actually showcased my interest in security.
Okay.
So, and that led me into being sent to the Ministry of Defense as an intern. So, almost the ending of the internship to end coincided around the time for the recruitment.
Intake,
almost, yes. So, my interest was not just, it was the issue of, it has to do with my, I believe, my upbringing.
Okay.
I grew up in a family where my dad was a firefighter,
Wow.
a fire service officer.
Wow.
So I grew up in almost in a camp where I saw recruits in the fire service during my childhood time, training. My mom used to sell for recruits.
Wow.
So I'll be there, and I've witnessed almost all of that.
The process
The process of all, yes, them climbing up
Wow.
things, and like the fire service recruits on how they were trained. And then I grew up and saw my sister join the military.
Wow.
I have two sisters in the military, and it just came in naturally.
Okay.
So they chose their path, and I also decided I will go in for police, because when I say military, people will look at me and laugh. It wasn't an area that I was going in for, but at the same time, when I talk of security, people will like, who will you arrest?
It's beyond arresting people.
Yes, but people, like, I receive such comments, who will you arrest? You're too small to join the police.
Yeah.
But still, it's a goal that one has, and a goal that I had, and I pursued the goal, and then went in for it. During the, when I had the selection, I sent in my documents, and I was taken.
Okay.
And still, I receive comments. Why will you have your degree and go into the police
Yes,
force?
why would
And
you have your degree and still,
I receive such comments. But like I said, everyone has a goal. And if you believe your goal has to do with service, the willingness to serve your country, then I don't know, nobody's comments will prevent you from pursuing that goal.
Yeah, so how was the process then? Because you guys, it can be difficult. You know, sometimes as a journalist, when we go in there to interview police, we see the recruits and how, you know, they have to answer to the command and everything.
Yes.
How did you deal with all of that?
Well, I believe it was part of the preparation, because I believe there's challenges in recruitment, but the greater challenges with the service itself.
Okay.
Yes. We are out there, we will be out there dealing with different type of human being from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
So it should not be an easy route. It should not be an easy path to prepare a batch of 1,000 plus to one day step up to challenges of providing security to almost 3 million individuals. Or it's not an easy way to. It should not be an easy
journey.
Yeah. We should be trained in a manner that will help us be calm when someone out there is aggressive towards us.
But that's not the case sometimes.
Yes.
That's not the case sometimes. So do you think the training is good enough to ensure that when you are outside, you know, you can be as calm as you're talking about, handle situations,
we are trained,
handle crowds?
That
is the training good enough for that? Because sometimes we see the contrary. We see the opposite of what you're talking about. Well, but you have been trained in there fresh. How do you see? Do you think the training is good enough to ensure, or is it because you just are generally a disciplined person, a negotiator, and all of that? Is it more of a personal thing, or because the training instilled it in you? Piero is looking at me with
both,
that.
I believe. It is both.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's both.
I might have that personality, but going through the recruitment training, I have been through commanders who will in fact tell you, I'm not doing this for you to, I'm not doing this to show I hate you or I dislike you. I'm doing this to show you that you have a greater challenge out there. You are going out there to meet people who are temperamental due to their certain situations they came out from. So we are trained to be able to overcome challenges like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Even though someone out there might not be doing as expected. But in the training school,
you are taught.
You are taught to be the best. You should be out there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So then it has to do with attitudinal change, Piero.
Yes.
Because like I said, sometimes it's contrary to what she's talking about. Sometimes ñun ñep dañ dé génn dañ dé deal ak police officers. Sometimes li mo wax ni du nonu lañ dé jëfé.
I think I'm happy with comme noko commencé.
Wow.
Ndikte we see there is reform ongoing, and I think this badge is a typical example
of the reforms.
The reform. You look at the composition, the dynamics of the recruit. For the first time, 1,000 plus. There is a reason for that.
It's a
you just had the president saying the advancement in terms of technology, you know, even in terms of population density, you know. So all of this thing has impact on security in terms of maintaining the security. So they are not just any recruits, you know. Among 4,000 applicants, we have 1,000. You know, so and most of them, you're talking about Aisha, we have no less than 20 to 30 graduates.
From the University of the Gambia.
Others outside the University of the Gambia, from Russia, from India, from Forabe College.
Nice.
Yes, from across
the world.
People left, you know, did their degrees, they came back. Now they want to join the police. So the mindset is changing because we are seeing that change, you know, that we're yearning for the institution. Since 2016, 2017, the Barrow government has committed to security sector reform. And the Gambia Police Force is leading in this. And because we are aware of democratization of policing and it is happening, so there are requirements in terms of capacity. You know, and this is what the leadership of the Gambia Police Force has looked into and look at what the priorities are in terms of graduates, but not only graduates, but other sectors because security is so dynamic that the Gambia Police Force provides security for the entire country, which includes the general duty, we call them, the ones at the charge offices at the police station, but equally the traffic officers, the paramilitary, you understand, the CID and all that. But you also have another force behind that, you know, that is behind making, you know, we have our support staff, we have our engineering, we have our construction, we have, you know,
nurses.
We have our drivers, we have bakers, even bakery, we have cooks, we have, I think this badge alone, we have about no less than 3 medical doctors.
Wow.
You know, and not just doctors, these are advanced
medical doctors.
Who already done their, you know, the medical house job.
Yeah, the house job.
They have done that. They are now doing their residency.
Nice.
Yeah. So you also have in the nursing field a lot of them in the laboratories and all that. So all this is to prepare the institution to be able to be independent and be able to utilize the resources that we have. And I think this is what of this country have seen that despite have been challenges, but I would see with all the challenges you would hear the Gambia people. But change is a process, and I think we are going in the right direction. And I think you know, he and she rather and her colleagues, you know, I am very proud of them because I was with them, like you mentioned, from the word go, from the selection, even the advertisement. My office advertised. We are part of the committee in terms of, you know, selecting them, vetting their documents and all of that was done. Could you imagine all of their documents? We are vetted, you know, and the requirement was minimum you have to have 5 credits.
Nice.
You understand, including English, you know. So maths, I know, is a waiver. You know, it's a give and take
situation.
Yes, you know. So we try to recognize it. But yes, it's not absolute that everybody has 5 credits.
Okay.
Because in terms, like I said, you have our cooks, we have our engineers, we have our support staff. So, but we are also concerned about that capacity in terms of what kind of offices we want these people
To
be
occupy.
in. Because recently we also have the forensic lab. We have the crime scene investigation department. We recently also have what we call the highway patrol. And I had a discussion with officials where NRA is working towards, getting back our street lights, getting back our CCTVs and all that. So all of these are coming.
Okay,
So
let's see.
so therefore we need to have the capacity to be able to operate. So and it's good that they are equally coming, and they are coming with new ideas.
Yes, that's
the
very
likes
important.
of us joined. We at the PR, we impacted. People told us that, when you came to the PR, X, Y, and Z has changed.
Yes.
So they are also coming. That's
With
our
their own
expectation.
idea, yes, with their own
and that's the purpose
ideas.
of learning.
Yeah.
When they come, they find out that this is what is happening here.
And then they also
they
improve
can
it.
contribute towards that.
So Aisha, what next now? What kind of police? Because he talks about how diverse now the police is going to be. The PR, the nursing, the medical, the finance, everything is there. So what next? Now that you've graduated, you are officially in the system, what will you be transitioning into?
Like I'm trained to be a professional police officer that, like he mentioned, will practice a democratic system of policing.
Okay.
Like during our training, we did not only go through practicals. We went into theoretical aspects of training.
Okay,
which
but
molded
now
us.
that she's already been trained, what next now? What are you doing currently in your uniform?
Currently, we will
they've been given some time to rest.
Okay, they're giving some time to rest.
Yes, so that when they resume, now they will be deployed.
Okay.
To
so
different
most
areas.
likely, where will you be deployed? You don't know that?
No, not yet.
She can't tell.
No, she doesn't
But
know.
it's based on what she studied.
It's based on the, yes, there are so many other criteria looked at that we will be looking at. We're looking at what our needs.
Okay.
And we look at the capacity gap in terms of certain offices, and we look at what we have.
Okay.
Then
But today, if you were given an opportunity, where would you love to go?
Personally, I know I am open to any office.
Okay, but
because
do you have
the
any
goal-
preference?
My goal is to build my capacity within the service, and
Okay.
the service has a lot of areas.
Okay.
And I know to be able to call yourself a professional police officer, you should at least touch in most of those areas.
Okay, but where do you want to lay your hands on right now?
I'm open to any.
But specifically, I know there's something in your heart where you see the police walk and you're like, I would love to do this.
Well,
Is it because the PRO is sitting next to you?
No, not because he's here. it's because there are a lot of interest.
There's no, for example, man tey suma bëggee nekk a police officer. Si PR office bi lay bëgg a dem. You understand? Moom tamit tey, I'm sure that there's an area in the police that you have passion for. And what is that and why?
Well, it could be an area that I possibly, before joining the police, I have been making a lot of research on crime scene management.
You see, I'm sure there must have been something. Crime scene management.
Yes.
Okay.
It's an area that I have a lot of interest in.
Okay.
And it has, in fact, contributed to among the major reasons why I joined the police.
Good.
Because I have been observant when it comes to crime around the country.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I will look at things and be like, why is it that when a crime is committed, before you in fact call the police, you already tampered with the crime scene and almost they are left with nothing to investigate? Questions like those
Have been
building my interest,
Okay.
and I have been pursuing a lot on that.
Okay, so crime
And,
scene management.
Yeah, it's an area that I have built a lot of interest in.
Nice.
And I don't know if it is I hope it will be an area that I will build my capacity on.
Amazing. So you see, there's
Yes.
nothing wrong in actually sharing your interest area.
Yes.
Because I feel like when you do, you can work better there because you've already started researching.
Yes.
And it's something that you might enjoy. Pierre, you want to say something?
No, I think you are in line, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
You know, when I was coming, actually, I came in through the medical department.
Yes.
I know people are surprised.
Yeah, people will be surprised.
Yes, because of my background
Yes.
was medical within
Yes.
MRC. So I came through that. So just a few years after that, people heard of me at PR. They are like,
What are you doing
what happened?
there? Yeah.
You are a medical, whatever,
Person,
you are a nursing
yeah.
person. Why are you at PR? Then I had to tell them, okay, I change, I switch.
Yes.
My interest has changed, from medicine or nursing to, to languages.
Yes.
That's what I studied.
You studied English?
Yes.
So why
English.
not?
And the police, suggested that, they felt it's better for Sisao to be at the PR.
With the English.
From the medic, I was taken to HR.
Okay, from HR.
HR to
Funny
admin.
transition, right?
Admin from admin back to HR.
Nice.
HR then to PR.
Yes.
You understand? So, but one good thing, I know you'll get to that,
Okay.
about this recruit is that it's so comprehensive, their training.
Yeah.
I am quite sure wherever you take them within the police department,
They'll
will
be able to
function.
fit in.
You take them to PIU, they will be good. You take them to general duties, we call it at the charge offices,
Yeah.
that is at the stations, they will be. You take them to specialized units,
They will.
They would be. So this is why she is saying, you will.
She can fit anywhere.
But typically, in her area, people at her level coming with degrees to the Gambia Police Force normally
Will
it's not
be
always
guided by what they studied.
they would be. They would go under a course procedure called cadet officer
Nice.
course. It's a leadership training that you'll be going under for a duration of period, and you'll be shifting from one department to the other. One department, because you are a future leader.
So you have
you
to
are
understand
exactly
institutional memory.
Exactly, almost all the departments
Okay.
within the police force to have an understanding,
Of
so that when
everything.
you get to a certain command position, no one can dribble you. You know the word dribble.
Dribble, I know.
They will
Yes.
dribble you.
So Aisha, you got the most disciplined recruit. Do you understand? Why? Why you? What did you do, properly to be able to earn that? Because I know there are other disciplined, recruits there, but the fact that, you were named, it meant you went the extra mile. Tell us about the story.
Well, I believe the award has to, it is completely left in the hands of instructors. So, but one thing I know is I try and do my level best in almost every aspect of the recruitment. And I would just say it was a decision taken by...
It's okay for you to say why. You know your qualities. You can brag. Don't be humble about it.
It's not...
You don't have to be humble about it.
I know we have a lot of very disciplined recruits.
Yeah.
Yes. And it must have been tough in the hands of the instructors to actually select who the best or the most disciplined recruit is. So as I said, it was all in their hands.
Okay. So now Piero will tell us what the criteria is. Hence, you do not want to talk to us about your own qualities. Piero, what was looked into?
So I would just talk about in general.
Okay.
But it's not absolute.
Okay.
Okay. So in general, the first thing that we do is the training school is we strip you of your civilian mindset.
Okay.
And I know sometimes some of these terms and terminologies are not appreciated out there.
Yeah.
Because the way the service we speak in terms of authority and all that. But that's the service because it's regimented.
I wonder why sometimes somebody does.
It's regimented.
Wow.
And that's the only way we can succeed. Because if it is not regimented, it's not control. We call it command and control. If you can't do that, you can't handle your men, then your mission won't be successful.
Yeah.
So even responsibility. Not just why? It always goes through training.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you have to shout. Like the type I am, I'm not that loud type.
Wow. But it's a matter of
but it's the
communicating.
Command. You know that this is what is supposed to be done. So in essence, while they are doing whatever they're given some assignments, they wouldn't even know, that this is an assignment.
Okay.
That you among yourself, you are able to coordinate yourself
together to avoid mistakes.
You are able to unite.
Nice.
When you have mission to think around each other, to be able to solve problems together. That you are asked not to do this, you all together, 1,000 people will gather together to be able to, ensure that that is ways of talking to an officer, how to address an officer. You are taught. Yes, ma, no, ma.
She's
yes,
already used she's even giving me the mama. I'm like, I'm good.
You do that for hours. You're sitting down in one position, I'm calling you, for hours. Just so that you can be used to it.
Okay.
You can be used to the word.
Nice.
You understand? So That is one. And there are other rules that we wouldn't discuss here.
Obviously,
Okay,
yeah.
but I'm quite sure, like
She was able to tick all those boxes.
Like she mentioned, I am not privy to the selection.
Okay.
But I know it must have
These
been
are
must have been very tough. Usually it is tough because having to have people who are well trained in terms of academic, people with their bachelors and masters, they are not forced to come. They came willingly.
Voluntarily.
So which means that they are going to accept whatever it is for them to take so that they can become that person. Because you don't know how to become an officer. You have to be trained. So some people might feel, no, it's cruel or this is wrong for a person to go on that. But no, there is a purpose for it. So that they can be able to accept that. So I know I just have to congratulate her.
Congratulations, yes.
For out of 1,000 plus.
Yes, congratulations.
So if all the commandant and his team, would identify her, then there is no mistake.
Yeah.
She is the one.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
They are also they are very smart in that area.
Yeah.
When they see you, instructors at school, if they say to you that you see that recruit going, it's not going to be in the service for long.
Yeah.
Take it.
I was going to come into that, being the service for long. Aisha, most of the time, people get in the service and later they have to leave because they can't handle the pressure. Very limited incentives. The pay is not good. This is no secret, okay? The pay is not good. There's just a lot of challenges. But like he said, there's now reforms. They're working on it. But we're not there yet. Despite all of that, you willing to stay, tell us about that as well, because like he said, sometimes duga gena most of the time. Then they duga yundu, holu faneka, after you gena. They don't end up staying.
Well, I don't know for others, but like I said, I came into the system already knowing, maybe
of your
not.
family.
Yes, I have family members who are already in the service. So if I say I came into PIP in, then I'll be fooling myself because I already live with people who are already living.
And you've seen Amun Halis?
Yes. Like in fact, our instructors will tell you this.
Wow.
They'll tell you that it is service.
Wow.
What does the term service in fact mean? Yes, if you...
I didn't want to say
Yes, sir. Liggéey gi amul xaalis.
Liggéey bi amul xaalis.
Daga
Waaye
rek.
liggéey bi because amul xaalis. Moo tax police yi di taxaw si kaw yoon bi di ñaan.
Well...
How about that? How about that?
That is where they...
That becomes a challenge. Because amuñ lu mut incentives yi nekkuñ fa.
Yes.
Yaa ngi understand?
Yes, I understand. And that is why I spoke about the term service. It is, which is why a lot of people tell you it's not an area that a lot of people might want to go in for, because it is a huge sacrifice that one has to do for your own country.
So you're telling me you're not using it as a stepping stone?
It's not a stepping stone because
That's a good question.
while I was applying for, I can remember while I was going in for the police recruitment, there was a vacancy for assistant secretary position.
For where?
For the PMO had this vacancy.
Yeah, that you could have applied
that
for.
I could have. In fact, I was in our office at the Ministry of Defense, and one of the staffs there was in fact trying to help me apply, and I'm sitting on not in fact to show in the interest.
Willingness.
Yes, and I told him I don't think I am interested in this.
Okay.
My interest is to join the police.
Yes. And he looked at you like, are you okay?
No, in fact, no, I believe he understood.
That you wanted
that
this.
is what I actually wanted.
Okay.
And I went in for it. The thing is, I think one has to have the willingness and the patriotic mindset to understand that it is not just a pathway. Some will, yes, for some it is
a stepping
means,
stone.
yes.
Sometimes nga dega ko lawa de dama duga si police bi hanga dafa ba to CV bi after from there dina mëna am li dem.
Yeah,
you
but
that
I
is
know
there, especially ñoo xamne dañ am degrees ñu professional ba pare usually non la dé démé. But I'm glad you're not doing it that way.
No, I'm not. And I've met a lot of recruits who will actually, like, I have seen recruits that I admire because of how they love the service.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of those during our recruitment. And some will be walking and showing you that, like, they will be walking, portraying their pride for what they show the pride that they are in a system that they in fact want to be. I have seen a lot of those.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
Even though there might be people who want to go in, like you mentioned, but there are a lot of but there are a lot of my colleagues out there who are actually in it because they actually really love
what they're doing.
Yes.
That's good. Are you married?
Not yet, ma.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yes.
I like that. You don't have to be.
Anyways, I just want to add, a few on what she has already said.
Yes.
Because you're talking about that. People
This
who are...
whole stepping stone scenario.
Yeah, I think I'm one of the few who equally came, would say, with my degree, with my 15 years work experience out there in an international organization, with the Medical Research Council, with a good pay, Yes, I think you really have to be prepared for it, and you really need
to want it.
Exactly, you really want to, not even want, need. You need this, that this is what you want, because I equally went through, my own time of, whether I can survive this.
Yes.
But like I said, it's a lot of commitment, and it's a lot of sense of responsibility, and mind you, things are changing in the country. We understand the police is as like any other government institution almost.
Not in terms of pay.
This is what I'm saying. Even in terms of pay, the difference is not much, because the pay scale is the same. The problem usually would be different allowances, which are applicable to here, it's not applicable to the other one. But government, the pay scale is the same everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? So, but again,
government allowances
exactly, and we are getting there, because because people are telling me when they were coming into recruitment, they were going home with less than $1,000.
Okay.
You understand? Others are telling me $1,000. I'm coming. You understand? You time when we were coming, even before us, and these people talk. As we are concerned. No money, the money. How is mom? No, I'm serious. This is not
police
politics.
Officer si ñu ci biti di wax yow yaay wax li way ordinary police officer bi ci biti waxul lolu.
No, what I'm saying is I'm saying that we recognize the police scale is a government scale come like any other government institution. We have to, that's a fact.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I know anybody ko xamne mu ngi ñew join the police xamna li ken forcé wut ken pour mu ñew join police.
Wow.
Ken ñep xamne man mismo bopam may buy MRC ñew police xamna the salary difference, the gap. It's unthinkable.
Why dama ñew rek?
It's unthinkable. You are telling me you are mad. People are rushing to MRC, you live in MRC for the police. Loo fa gis. You understand what I'm saying? So li amna ñoo xamne it's not only that they are doing everything possible to serve. Lu leen fa fekk rek ñu xamne lool la. Understand nga? But we are happy things are changing. We've seen in recent years the increment from the government generally, 50%, 30%, and other allowances that are coming up. And we hope that this will continue and that the government would continue to support the police in ensuring that, some of these things that you're talking about, allowances are beefed up. Everybody now is rushing to becoming a police officer. You can see that. How many graduates, your colleagues, my colleagues, and others are coming. This batch alone, no less than 30 graduates. That is
the University
degree.
Of the Gambia.
That's the degree program. 40.
Wow. 40?
So, yes. No, that's why I'm saying.
Graduates from the University of the Gambia. Amazing.
You understand? And all Gambia College bomb jarunga wa. When they call HTC,
why
PTC.
At least there's no inequality.
Exactly.
There's no inequality into the police force compared to time bobo nga xamne 4M rek baxna. You understand?
Yeah.
So lolu at least dina inequality bo xamne people are educated, rule of law, xam nañ aduna, janga nañ, dinañ mëna xam ni ñoo doxalé ak ni ñoo dealer with the general public.
Fogg na ne perception la rek, but in general, right now I know there is nothing less than 200 graduates. Right now in
from
the
University of the Gambia.
Different universities.
Ñu bokk ci police.
Police right now, I mean active service.
Okay.
No less than 200.
Why ñi di la nit ñi.
No, I'm coming.
Kay lañ nak dëgg bi nak tay nañ ko fi waxante nak. Ñooñu duñ dee deal ak nit ñi directly.
These are the people
ñoo dee dem talk ci office yi.
They not all of them.
Why majority bi?
Now go to the PIU. PIU right now, luñ fa am graduate, no less than, it's more than, I can count more than 10 right now from on top
waa
of
li
my
maa
head.
wax mooy ñu dee deal ak nit ñi.
These are
everyday dealings.
This-
xam nga dealings yi maa wax ni. du dee nekk ñooñu.
Go to the police stations. The SOs you will find there, and they are all commission officers. Most of them.
SOC seen biir office lañ toog.
They did. SO do they talk to biir office? SO mu ngi si counter bi.
mu ngi
SO
si counter bi
supervisor.
waaye sometimes soo duggee nga ne ana SO bi ñu ne la dafa génn mu ngi si office am.
SO dafa
man am naa man suma bopp Gambien laa dama dee dem police.
Money. SO, okay, you have to understand how a police station works. You understand? A police station dañ am shift. The shift bu nekk dafa am a supervisor. Supervisor boobu noonu also reports to the ASO and the SO. But the station bi yëpp dem nañ si station si gis nañ ñu fa nekk.
yaaro
Yes sir.
soo demee ba nga am sa rank.
Waaw.
dangaa dem ba nga am sa rank.
Waaw.
rank bi boo ko demee sa rank bi di dajaloo.
Waaw.
dafa am yow fi nga dee toolu.
Waaw responsibilities la.
yaa ngi
dafa am
soo ñooñu
responsibility.
nekkul ñuy diil ak nit ñi xam nga tey piaro yow.
Yes.
soo génnee si mbedda bi di diil ak nit ñi. am na yoo xam ne doo ko def.
Waaw.
sa jàng mayu la ko. sa expérience mayu la ko ni nga mel mayu la ko. waaye tey di yow yaay dem taxaw si biti di wax ak nit ñi.
No, ñu ngi fa bëri suma maas yaa ngi fa bëri. No, I'm serious. I'm telling you people that I trained with. No, I
man si
understand.
mbedda bi damaa diil ak nit ñi.
No, I
man si
understand.
dëkk bi.
No, understand na li nga wax. We are not negating the fact that there are problems.
Wow.
We agree with you
borom
totally.
rank yi borom degree yi.
Déedéet.
du ñoom ñooy diil ak nit ñi all the time.
They deal with people. They are in very sensitive places where on a daily basis they deal with people. Go to CRO. You understand? Go to the Human Rights and Professional Standard Unit. You know, go to our child welfare unit.
ñooñu seen ay office lañ toog.
No.
ma laa wax ne on a daily basis.
On a daily basis, you go to
Ñen
police
fu mu
station.
doon.
Police station la wala mobile traffic.
fu mu doon police station mobile traffic anywhere.
Wow.
anywhere.
And you have fine officers there. Very, very fine
man de
officers.
waxuma ko de waaye li ma gis sometimes lay wax.
Yes, it's
ak
not-
lu general public bi di wax.
It's not absolute. No, I mean, we are transitioning de. Dëgg affaire bi mu ngi changé de. Amoon na
baax na.
yow sax xam nga loolu amoon na
Ma ne ko
jamono.
baax na.
No, amoon na jamono waaye yow léegi yow xam nga ñun tay ñu ngi top notch de.
Baax na
Tay
man
Gambia
daal
Police
damaa
Force yow
wax
gis nga
daal.
affaire bi nu mu fa dee demee.
mu ngee yéen a ngee try waaye dama la
Waaw.
explainal ne la.
Waaw.
degree bi tamit.
Waaw.
in as much as degree people yi bari nañ fa.
Waaw.
waaye ñooñu si office si la ñoo tëju taal seen AC toog.
No, okay.
Nañ waxante dëgg.
No. It's not absolute.
waaw waaye
What-
most
what
of
I'm
the
saying-
time.
No.
am na rang bi nga dee toolu.
Waaw.
am sa degree janga nekk si biir police.
Waaw.
si sa office nga toog taal sa AC.
No, the issue is every rank dafa am responsibility.
waaw.
Xam nga ñi nga wax ñu toog si office yi most of them if not all of them they started from there as patrol officers as in the charge offices on traffic. You understand? Noonu leen demee until they get responsibility. Becoming a sergeant, becoming an inspectorate
Waaw.
cadre. Bu ñu nekk a commission officer.
waaw.
My level and go because you have officer commanding, you have station officers, officer commanding,
Wow.
and then you have commissioners. Noonu la fa dee demee. Understand nga understand the time boobu noonu comme noo ko waxee these they are not readily available. Few of them that are available will have to be in those strategic positions for how they will be able to think like where we are today.
We're waiting for those changes.
No, what I'm
Scott.
saying, that's why we are where we are today.
Okay.
That those strategic positions reflecting what is happening today, because they are in their planning, mapping out, suggesting, bringing the best possible way that the Gambia Police Force can prosper. You understand? And better serve the people. So, li moo tax ñoom Aisha ñëw.
Wow. So
Understand?
Aisha, yow tey si Gambia Police bi tey as a young person nga ñëw with a lot of enthusiasm, what changes or reform do you want to see in the institution that you serve?
Well, I believe there are already reforms going on, like
But at a
the
personal
PRO
level,
mentioned.
before you came in as a young person, fresh, you have brilliant ideas. There are things you want to see happen.
Right.
So what do you want to see happen in the police force that you serve? We are still on the reforms, but what do you want to see at a personal level?
Well, like I mentioned, before joining, I have seen interest. I have built interest in, like I told you before, crime scene management. And I was surprised that during our recruitment training,
Yeah.
I was in the camp and I saw people at the PIU dressed in like suit like you will see in, not mufti, like the suit you will see in crime scene, like when a crime occurs.
Okay.
And I'm surprised, and I'm like, wait, I thought this is just this only happens in the West.
Okay.
That is what I first thought. And when I had the chance, I went closer, and I realized it was actually crime scene it was a training on crime scene management.
Okay.
And I saw officers dressed in like suit white with their gloves and had their stuff. And I'm like, it is something I was not thinking is already in the system.
Happening. But is it actually happening? Apart from that was just a training?
Actually, it was trainings are meant to.
Well, I don't know. I'm just asking.
When I saw
it's happening.
It is happening.
I don't know.
When I saw that, I was actually surprised. It is actually an area. It is not an area that I studied actually, but it is an area that I have built interest in.
Okay, so apart from that, reforms, ñun ñep xam nañ police nu mel. Nañu waxante diga ci diga.
Naka la police mel?
Déedéet du lu bon. Waaye am na changes ñu ñëpp bëgg a gis. Yow tey apart crime scene boobu loolu is done wax. Waaye yow tey xëy na challenges yi yow xam nga ko. Sa nga juddu gis sa waa kër sa papa nekk firefighter. Gis sa ñaari sister nekk in the military. Changes yi nga jafe-jafe yi nga gis yow ban nga feel ne is more pressing bi nga xamante ne la tey xëy na IGP war a look into saafaraal ko change ko.
I might not be in the system to actually identify those.
But this is something you've been following,
yes.
Aisha. From afar, lan nga gis loo xam ne bëgg nga see gis wécceeku.
Well, is
it the way they handle protest? Lan. There are different things. We all know this. How? What?
I believe there are trainings on such in that area.
It's not about what I think, but yo personally, lan nga fok ne mo wara change. Lan wara improve.
More on community policing.
Okay,
I
good.
believe
Community policing.
Because I have learned that it is among the main ways that the police could at least help solve crimes and have that much understanding with the community.
Good.
Yes, by becoming closer with the community. I have been following community policing shows on Facebook.
Nice.
Yes, and it is an area I believe it requires. I know there are efforts being put in place, but
to improve it. But then, gis nañ recently yéen a ngi jënd ay moto, so I just hope ne moto yi du pour bosses yi. 1 minute moo ñu dese moto yi pour community policing bi la teddu.
Moto yi tasaare nañ ko yépp.
Pour
across
fan
the
la?
country. It's across the country.
US la
wax across the country.
Waaye du pour tokkati office yi.
Did it? It's on the ground. These are operational vehicles. Moo tax ñu jënd pickups.
Very good.
Because office léegi pajero ay pajero.
Xam nga xaw ma.
Ay pickups lay.
Waa pickups yi du pour bosses yi war a transport. Pour dugga si def patrol yi.
Patrol si la station si because yéen ñi
because dama déggoon ne moto yooyu yu màggati lañ génne pour patrol yu ees ñu jox ko bosses yi dama ko dégga allegedly.
Now
loolu amut.
Loolu amut.
Okay, that's fine. Pour mu leer rek.
Na leer.
Wow. So Aisha, finally, what do you have to tell a young person out there who's watching, who wants to be in your position, not even about the award, but just wants to be in the police, quickly before we go?
Well, I would tell the person that, like we said, it is not an institution where you will expect to be enriched.
Yes.
So if you have the intention and the willingness, or the mindset that you want to serve your country, that you have seen something that you feel you can change in the system.
Yeah.
Then it's an area that is, we are all told that the police is a noble job.
Yes.
It is a noble job and every person can do it.
Okay.
Like, look, if people tell, like someone will ask.
Bully you into,
how, yes.
Will you arrest someone?
Yes, but it is something that you will have you should have the willingness to
be able to do. So Piaro, quickly, you've had experience over the years.
Yeah.
Words, just 3 words, 5 words for the new intake.
This is the best I can ever be, and I know it's for the same reason that they are here to serve the country. And for anyone who is watching now, I would say join us and let's build this country. Let's contribute towards the maintenance and peace and stability of this country. And the Gambia Police Force is here for everybody. Every Gambian has an opportunity to become a police officer, and that we encourage all of you. If you have something there to contribute, come join us.
Monday, man dama dem nekk police officer, waaye man sa PR team bi lay ñëw.
Waaw baax na.
Waaw man dama nekk police officer, su ma paree ma ñëw si sa PR team bi. waaye man yes ma yes saa bi daal boobu xaw ma na ko remember ak na ma raakaaju man the police officer nga war a em
di ko remember
baax na daal so till we come your way next week with another interesting program. Bye for now.